Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Robin Phoenix and today we will be continuing some Mace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. Last time we completed 2 parts of the Captive Turnabout and this time we're going to complete it. You withhold information from me. Why? I didn't withhold anything, or at least I didn't mean to. Okay, so you are a member of the very big circus, right? No, I mean, yes, but no. I'm not really a member, I'm still new. That's irrelevant. You're still a member. Let's try this again. Why didn't you tell us? Because it would have looked so suspicious, me being a performer in a circus show, me being friends with Bronco. I thought if anyone found out, nobody would believe I was innocent. Not even you, Kay. I thought I made it clear that I believed in you. But when you stare at me like that, I guess I'm terrified. You're a real smooth operator, are you, Miles? Any other client-scaring tips you want to share? You're really not helping Fender. At this rate, it sounds like we really need to question him with everything all over again. So, what do you do at the circus, Senior? I'm an animal tamer, kind of. I'm still learning the ropes. That's so cool! Do you get to train lions and tigers and bears and stuff? Lions? Tigers? Bears? Oh my, no. I work with this little guy. Looks pretty tame already to me. So you're not exactly a tamer, more like one of those old-timey organ grinders? Not now, money. I'm trying to... Oh, you little scamp. Something tells me it's the organ grinder who's being monkeyed around. When we spoke to you before, you said you work at the company. I was telling the truth. The circus really is my company. We all have titles and everything. I bring messages to the CEO, and I'm the... I guess you could call it a gopher? I even have a line manager. She's the head of the animal taming department. It's part of the showbiz division. She's just an inspiration. There isn't a creature in the world she can convince her to do her bidding. Even Miles here? I like to see somebody with him in shape. I am not some kind of creature, Fender. So this line manager, was she working with you on the show? Yes, it was just us two. It wasn't all that big of a job compared to what we normally do. She's usually the one performing on stage. I just do all the monkey work. But I did have a bit part this time. So only 2 members of the circus are relevant in this case. Alright, talk me through your movements here in the facility. Sure, I came to see Bronco at around noon 2 days ago. And that was when you brought him the chess set? Yes, and that same evening I started working on setting up the stage at the yard. It was so hard. I had to haul everything in by myself over multiple trips. They let us use one of the rooms in the prison and storage room. Workshop A, I think. Workshop A, where Knight's body was found. You mean your boss didn't help you? Oh no, I could never ask her to scalp all this stuff around. Like I said, the monkey's work's my job. Once it was all set up, we did a run through it, and it must have been midnight by the time I left. The next morning I was back and ready for the show, which started at 8 AM, and then we performed until 10? So Mr. Singh was the only one in the pair who had entered the room where the body was found. And Knight's body was found immediately after the show had ended. Do you have any idea why you were arrested? And why so quickly? I never seen a guy get booked so fast. Surely even little Winner wouldn't pull somebody in on a hunch. Now this made the power of the undeveloped intelligence. I think I might know why. When I was moving all the stuff, I went to see how he was doing. Bronco, I mean. You went to holding cells on your own? Tell me you had permission. No, it wasn't a formal visit or anything, so I just sort of snuck over and hoped no one stopped me. But you just seen him earlier the same day. Why take the risk? I known him since we were kids, when both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see, just like me. I know he'd been feeling lonely, that he wants somebody to talk to, so I had to go see him. You don't have any family? For a while I had a dad, but he passed away when I was a little kid. Losing one's father as a child, I know that pain all too well. He's just like you and me, Mr. Edgeworth. There was nobody else nearby when you went to see him? No, the other holding cells were empty and I didn't see any guards. Well, somebody must have seen you or you wouldn't be in here. Oh no, I messed up so bad, didn't I? So the assumption is that something happened while the two were alone together? At least I imagine that would be when Judge Gambit thinking. In any case, I think we need to speak to your boss next. Last I heard she's supposed to be around today too, somewhere in the yard. Tell her I'm sorry, won't you? I'm so sorry, I can't believe I let this happen. Sure thing, Simeon, we're here for you. If there's anything else we can do, just say the word. But I mean, there's nothing I could do for you in return. You don't have to worry about that, we're friends. You know what it's like being in your shoes, we're all part of the same club, after all, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're the one most affected by his passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you, and we will get you out of here. Well, what do we have here? A gosh darn defense attorney, that's what. Bravo, big guy. I can't believe I'm saying it, but you even reminded me of your old man for a moment there. I did? By the Book of Gregory, an attorney is a friend to the friendless. Simeon mi bucko, this guy's suffer any hardship for your friendship. It's gonna be shiply amazing. I didn't realize talk like our pirate day has come early to Defender. But that's just the thing, you never know when the pirate will strike next. Anyway, kid, you want some candy? No thanks, I don't like sweet stuff. Bummer. I wouldn't mind a nice ship myself. The Great Thief's Galleon is a dread pirate K. Yaha, me hearties! We sail the seven seas together and claim the greatest treasure of all, the truth! Shiver me timbers, you two will be the death of me. Come on, let's set sail for the prison yard, and no sea shanties on the way, please. Okay, I won't lie, that was pretty funny. Look, the shutter's open! That's the way out of the yard, I believe. Let's go take a look! Come on, what are you waiting for? Someone's excited. So this is the famous yard. The circus performance was taking place here just before the body was discovered. Check it out! It's like a backdrop of some epic festival! Most of the prisoners were assembled here when the body was discovered, which means that anyone who saw the show has an alibi. Alright, time to take a look around. Yeah! K! Stop hitting me! Help! Mr. Edgeworth! Cease and desist, you beast! Ah! Somebody else help! Out me! Stay, Hessa! Say! Who's that? It's her. Oh, you found a new friend to play with. Good for you, girl. Play with? You elephant nearly ate me. No way, she never do a thing like that. Essa doesn't even bite, at least not very often. So he does have a taste for human flesh. How do you like meeting a real life elephant up close? Aren't you glad you did? Yeah, glad I didn't die. But you did have fun, right? Right? There, sweetie. Don't cry. She had a wonderful time, didn't you, Kay? Don't mislead the poor girl, Fender. She did? Oh, I'm so happy. Here, let me make it up to you. How about a hug? Keep your trunk to yourself. Oh, another new friend. Isn't it just the best day ever? I am Associate Defense Attorney at Miles Edgeworth. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Regina. It's so nice to meet you. I'm Kay, Great Geek Extraordinaire, and Mr. Associate's Defense Attorney's Great Associate. That self-introduction brought to you by the word convoluted. And your elephant's newest friend is Mr. Fender, your defense attorney. Oh, she's not just any elephant. That's Essa, the Asian elephant. I should have stopped the second you told her. You really have a way with animals, Regina. I wouldn't be so much of an animal tamer if I didn't. What? So you're Simeon's boss? That's right, Regina Berry, head of the Animal Taming Department, Showbiz Division, Berry Big Circus. It's so lovely to meet you all. The pleasure's all ours, Madame Law. Name's Eddie Fender. I'm a bit of a ace attorney. So much for whipping me into shape. Yes, she's perfect. What are you mumbling to yourself about, Kay? That positivity, that charisma, that energy. Regina, you make a perfect partner in crime for the great Yatagarasu. Great see? That sounds like fun. My animals and I have stolen the spotlight quite a bit of our time. That's the one thing we don't want to steal. Gotta keep it down low, all stealthy ninja-like. Where's the fun without a show? That down low sounds like it might get me down. Bummer, I think we got a fundamental difference of opinion going on here. It would indeed appear that negotiators have broken down. Maybe next 10K. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, let's get cracking. Too bad we can't see much beyond that metal fence, though. Indeed. And we're sworn to need information in addition to our evidence. Therefore, we should make an effort to talk with any person of interest as well. If you're the head of the animal taming department, you must be Mr. Saint's boss? That's right. My dad founded the Very Big Circus. When he passed away, he was murdered. I'm sorry to hear that. But we have a new ringmaster now, and he made a circus bigger and better than ever. He's such a nice man. He's such a good friend of my dad's, too. Wow, that's great. Lucky you. I know, right? It was his idea to set up departments for like animal taming, magic, and ventriloquisty. Only animal taming and ventriloquisty has more than one person right now. But the Very Big Circus is getting bigger and better day by day. Sounds like you guys are really going places. You're getting on well. I'll leave him to it. Can you tell me about the show? Oh, it's a wonderful thing. It even has a story. And not just any story, it's a love story. Isn't that dreamy? Sounds like a regular riot. So who's the star of the show? Let me guess. You? No, silly. That would be Asha. And she falls in love with none other than Regent the Tiger. It's a heart-wrenching saga of foreign interspecies romance. Whoa, Nelly, I've heard of odd couples, but that takes a biscuit. And that's not all. It's a love triangle too. It's so romantic. That sounds pretty incredible, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? The elephant is a heroine? I suppose that's the first one for everything. And who's the third wheel? Oh, that would be the big old meanie who tries to tear the star-crossed lovers apart. Ooh, what animal do you think it is, Mr. Edgeworth? Given that it's a circus, perhaps a lion? I think a raven would be cool, like a Yatagarasu. Nope, it's a sneaky monkey. That's certainly lower the stakes. Oh, you mean money, right? Nope, again, the role of the monkey is played by Simeon. Money's far too small to play against Asha, Regent, silly. Anyway, the evil villain tries to tear Asha and Regent apart. I'll become the fated twosome. It's so exciting, isn't it? Wow, it sure is. So, Mr. Saint is more than just a little helper he claims to be. Poor Simeon, he would be terrible if he couldn't perform with us anymore. Can you tell me about how you set things up for the performance? Oh, that's not really my area. Simeon took care of all the lifting and carrying. He's such a sweetie. He offered to do everything by telling me to concentrate on the show. I did see him doing something near the well, though. A well? I'm seeing one behind the stage. I should examine it in more detail. You should have seen him moving those huge cages around all by himself. He's a total hero. Yeah, sounds like something he would do. Leaving all the while. He was going back and forth between the yard here and some sort of workshop with all the equipment. The person who gave him special permission to use it for storage. But he was the only one who went down there, so I don't know much more than that. The workshop must be the one where Knight's body was found. I guess this confirms that Mr. Shea was the only reformer to have gone to workshop A. Well, this sucks. All we're getting is information that will work against us. You have to help Simeon, Mr. Attorney. We're all counting on you. Just leave it to us. We may not look at it, but Mr. Edgeworth knows how to get things done. And what exactly is he may not look at it supposed to mean? Oh, it's you again. A simple, sturdily built well. I wonder if it's the work of the prisoners. Somebody left a bunch of tools laying around. There's a long piece of rope and a pretty heavy-looking weight. Let's see, it weighs 30 pounds. Oh, there's some pulleys too. Okay, can you stop touching everything in sight? Oh, come on, I'm not going to take everything. What exactly are they being used for, I wonder? Oh, Mr. Attorney, sir, how are you doing? How are you today, if you don't mind me asking? Today? We just talked to you earlier, Mr. Solid. Oh heavens, I do apologize. Ever since I came to call this place home, I've been working on my interpersonal skills, you see. In order to be as annoying as possible. I'm currently helping out with the circus show stage tear down and clean up. But if you guys needed me, I'll do my utmost to help. I'm just clipping in and doing what I can, model prisoner that I am. Yes, my stay in the prison has seen me reborn. The Frank Shaw you've seen before is a changed man. A changed man who now targets a recently deceased? No, you misunderstand. That was just a moment of madness. A moment of madness? Ugh, you're a disgrace of all thieves everywhere. You're right, of course. I can't deny it. I still have a long way to go. As a thief? Anyway, as you can see, I have a shiny new bracelet now. So it's as straight as nail for me. Like I said, I'm a model prisoner. Not a real model prisoner would need to keep telling me that. I'm doing everything I can to prepare for my eventual return to society. Yeah, you even skipped the show to focus on your training, didn't you? That's right. Only 2 inmates were absent. Solid and Canis. Why didn't you tell us about Mr. Canis sooner? Look, I don't think there's an inmate in this prison who talks about him if they don't have to. Well, you could say he's a real one in charge around here. You didn't hear from me, but, well, I guess it comes to being a fixer. A fixer? Yes, anything you need, he can get it for you. How does he get away with it? I'm not sure, but he's the only one who does. I heard he has a secret way of getting things into the facility. I imagine the fixer for Cat has certain privileges. Not that I concern myself with such things anymore, of course. I'm far more interested in perfecting my mud pack application technique. Hey, what are these mud packs exactly? They're a special type of mud treatment rich with minerals. It works wonders with their cost. I've been practicing on the animals here in the prison. I hope they treat them all eventually. Speaking of mud, that reminds me of a certain piece of evidence. Maybe I should try presenting it to them. That's the rubber glove I dropped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course. That mud is one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving one of the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened. Let's see, about one time it has been... Let's see, the show had already started, so around 9 AM perhaps? The thing is, the more mud I played, the more in the zone I got, and the darker the animal's fur became. I smell like the trans one's enters when the one slathers the animal with thick black mud. I think the stress of prison might getting to him. Of course, it's all thanks to the warden that we have access to such wonderful distractions. I'm eternally grateful. Truly I am. Danger! High voltage! Never saw one of those in real life. Hey, that must be the fabulous garden outside the warden's office over there. Oh yes, Warden Logard mentioned that. Being able to see it from the window of the detention center side. Wish this dumb barbed metal fence wasn't in the way, though. I thought it was one big yard. Given our protecting the warden seems to be a bit of earth, I imagine it's to keep riffraff like us out. There you are! Regina Cupcake. Oh, Warden Logard! I've been simply dying to sit you down to chat, you exquisite little thing. Do you mind if I ask a little about the prison? Oh, not at all. This place is my pride and joy, my home. Sure, it was a prison when I first arrived, but it was awful, and utter disgrace. Awful? I suppose you mean the prisoners were unruly? I most certainly do not. They're angels, every one of them, and they always have been. No, it was the ambitions that was awful. I fret, I brood, and then it hit me, the animals. If anyone could brighten up the place, it was them. It was nice having them around. Isn't that just... Now look at my fabulous little family. Why, my darling Frankie is a big picture of rehabilitation. Except when he's rifting through dead men's pockets. We have so many success stories among the family, but darling Frankie really is a marvel. He's thrown himself into vocational training, and he's always the first volunteer for everything. What, and you know the model prisoners don't do that? Oh, of course they do, my dear, of course. They're all such triers, such doers. It's just that Frankie, he doesn't say he knows what's good for him. What exactly does she mean by that? Anyway, he's a very good boy, so do try to be nice to him, won't you? Loud, sword music, great leaping animals. The very big circus truly has it all. Everyone who comes in here gets to see it once a month. Really? In that case, let me see. She better not be thinking of something to confess to. This monthly show, is it always performed by the very big circus? But of course, sweetie, I'm Regina's biggest fan. The girl's my little princess, my superstar. She's so wonderfully talented. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's so adorable, so sweet. I could just gobble her up right up. You're not lying when you say you're the biggest fan, huh? Which is why I'm worried about her. So worried. It's all because of poor Simeon, you see. If he's found guilty, why, darling Regina will be devastated. She simply must make sure it doesn't happen, Mr. Lawyer. Please, I'm begging you. If there's anything I can do to help you clear up this awful misunderstanding, you let me know. Regina, darling, you put on the most splendid show for us yet again. The stage, the stars, and you in particular, my princess, is simply divine. That's so nice of you. I hope everyone else is watching and enjoyed it too. How about that, dear? I'm afraid I have something awful to confess. There was some absences, you see. She must mean Kenneth and Solid. They were 3 members short. Unbelievable, I know. How would you ever forgive me? I'm sorry, but you're saying 3 inmates didn't attend the show? That's right, sweetie. I counted the seats myself. 1, 2, 3 no-shows. And I always made sure there was enough seats for everybody. But Mr. Edgeworth, that's not right, isn't it? Indeed, as far as we are aware, Mr. Kenneth and Mr. Saul were the only ones who were not present. That doesn't add up. Who was the 3rd missing prisoner and what were they doing? It seems we need to investigate further. Oh, I was enjoying my chat with dear Regina so much I almost forgot. I must feed the little one. Little one? Yikes! Alligator! Look at this adorable Allie, my sweetie. Oh, she's so pretty, and what a cute name. Yes, Allie the alligator. Isn't she a darling? She's my favorite, aren't you? Yes, you are. I'm so jealous. Can I pet her? Of course, princess, of course. Boy, howdy. These sure are made for one another, and they look like they'll be busy for a while. Maybe we should get back inside the prison and check the cells. Yes, let's. Perhaps we can find a clue there is to find a 3rd missing prisoner might be. Sir, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oof, I finally caught up with you. Detective, you're not needed elsewhere? No, the judge and the kid aren't here yet. Oh, and I got your message. So you searched the victim's cell? Did you manage to turn anything up? You struck gold, sir. Well, blood anyway. It was right there on the floor. Only a tiny speck though, but at least it's something. Yeah, it proves that the holding cell was the scene of the crime, right? Not quite. It proves a possibility, but it's not conclusive yet. I thought you'd say that, sir, which is why I ordered some follow-up work. I asked forensics to analyze the blood and see if it matches the victims. They're on it as we speak. Nice work, Gummy. You thought of everything. Detective, I must say I'm impressed. Did you hit your head or something? Gee, don't look so surprised, sir. I just hope things continue to go in our favor. Alrighty, that proves that the murder happened in the detention center. And for our next trick, we'll find out how the doll got over there. Don't worry, you can leave that one to me. Until the kid and the chaperone get here, we got a whole prison to ourselves. Which is why I brought my secret weapons along. Secret weapon? That's right, a few tools in the tray that would have helped us bust more than a few cases wide open. Behold, the 7 secret weapons of Dick Gumshoe, ace detective extraordinaire. Well, I don't know about you crazy cats, but I'm sold, Miles. Very well, detective. We'll try using your secret weapons. You got it, sir. Let me run you through the list. Secret weapon number 1, my trusty old metal detector. It is made of steel, silver, and scrap. This little guy right here will find it. So, it detects metal. Very good, detective. Next up, secret weapon number 2, missile. Everyone's favorite crime-fighting canine. He can try pretty much any set you can put in front of him, especially food. He sure is a lot cuter than Mr. Canada's dog. And now for secret weapon number 3. Where did I put it? Ha! Am I one snapper short of school, or is that a fishing rod? Don't tell me we're going fishing for clues. No, I mean, I just happen to have it with me as well. I see. Well, onward and upward, detective. Let's see what else you have. That's all she wrote, sir. Gummy, that's 4 secret weapons short of your so-called 7, and one of them is a fishing rod. Sorry, but that's all in for today, okay? I, show you the rest next time. Why do you think you call them secret? Guy can't be supposed to say everything at once. That's crazy. In that case, then I suppose the 3 you're destined to reveal to us will have to do for now. Alright, which one you want to try, sir? You got it, sir. Hey, Missile, here, boy! Oh, you really came. So, what are we tracking? We're trying to find out how Mr. Canada's dog got out of the holding cells in the first place. I suspect the same brothers used to bring Knight's body back in prison. So we're giving the pooch a sniff of the body? And he'll find that roof for us. Does anyone else smell something sweet? I smell its odor of blood. It's faint, sir, but it's there, almost like cake, maybe? Why would the body smell of cake? Okay, Missile, get a noseful. Here we go, follow that dog. That's the way to... He's headed for the maximum security. Uh-oh, he's going in. Then we'll just have to follow after him. This is kind of a cell. Though the man himself is absent, it seems. Is he meeting with someone in the visitor's room? You think Missile's on to something? Shh, looks like maybe he is. Is there something here? Let's get swooping, Edgeworth. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, that chisel on the floor is a bit smaller than the others. I'm no woodworker, perhaps it's an all-purpose one that can be used for a pinch regardless of the job. An all-purpose pop and chisel, that makes sense. Always nice to see when your tools are useful and easy to carry. Is that your opinion as a thief? Nope, it's my opinion as a great thief. I'll walk into that one. Mr. Canada's chest set, complete with a special dog piece. It's not a chest set, that's a whole chest table with legs. Looks like it might be worth something too. I'm not inconceivable, some of them are. And that's quite a nice one. I don't know what to peg Mr. Canada's chest fan though. What's with the whole Eastern aesthetic he has going? I thought he'd be more than Go. Go, huh? Can you play? I could play Go Fish. Not the same thing, Kay. Not even close. Mr. Canada's chisels. Everyone a potential murder weapon. That reminds me of something. Furful of your bro. When you frown, it looks like somebody took a chisel in your forehead. I have no idea what you mean. See? They're so deep. Don't tell me you don't see it, Mr. Wood Craving Face. Have you quite finished? What's the matter, boy? Wait, is this cake what you're after? Whoa, down boy, stop that. No, you can't have it. Dogs can't eat chocolate, you know that? If you won't behave, I'll just have to eat it myself. Not bad. That's some real outside out of the chocolate box thinking there. I'm sure everyone agrees though. Yummy! I want some! Daring to use to both assume the food of the person is safe to eat. Well, daring or dumb. So anyway, it looks like it really was cake as Mr. was tracking. Talk about a waste of time. I suppose we gotta just desserts. Little guy's definitely capable, right? Sure he is. He was just a blip. He'll follow the right scent this time, I promise. Sick boy! Oh, I think he's onto something. Whatever it is, it's in there. Mr. Carcosta's cell. We need to take a look inside. Detective, call the guard. Yes, sir. Thank you, officer. A question before we begin. Is this prisoner Mr. Carcosto sound solitary? No, sir. He came back a little while ago. And he was here for a new roll call. Guess he must have work duty up someplace. I see. Now, if you would be so kind as to open his cell. Yes, sir. This punching bag has certainly has some use. What breed were you again, Missile? Sure it wasn't a boxer. No way. No way indeed. Quickly, detective, move the sandbag aside. Yes, sir. Oh, could this be... Whoa there, wait, Missile! I'm going in too! Wait, stop! Sure, I'll go get her. Ooh, that's tight. Should have eaten that cake. He's gone. Well, I'm not going in there. Guess we'll just have to wait. Hello? Kay? Are you alright? You're not gonna believe this, but we're in the detention center. Detention center? That hole. It's a tunnel that leads right to Mr. Knight's cell. What? Don't go anywhere. I'm on my way. Kay. Hey there, Mr. Edgeworth. Guess you could say we made a breakthrough. Quite. At least they came out unscathed, I think. Sir, the floorboards under the bed were torn up. So that's how they did it. There's no doubt about it. This must be the route we've been looking for. The corridor connecting the detention center and the prison is locked down by heavy security doors. But with the help of this tunnel, it can be circumvented. It was a sweet scent that started this whole search. Could it be that the scent was in fact coming from Knight's body after all? Incidentally, Knight's body was discovered in dirt that might have been coming from the drag through his tunnel. Okay, what was it like down there? Well, it was pitch black, so I couldn't see a whole lot. Luckily, my camera has a flash, so I took some pictures. And let's see what you captured. Oh, look at that! Spoons, a fork. Guess they were used for digging tunnels. That aside, are those footprints? Paw prints even, from a dog perhaps? This is a vital piece of evidence. However, it begs something of a question. Does? Mr. Carcosto has certainly made use of this tunnel, which means... Detective, we need to find out where Mr. Carcosto is immediately. If my suspicions are correct. Huh? Oh, nuts. The guards were alerted and they began searching for Mr. Carcosto right away. But after a thorough investigation of both the prison and detention center, he was nowhere to be found. Well, have the police been notified? Yes, ma'am. We just finished isolating them a moment ago. We set up a cordon around the whole entire facility. Good. The first blemish of a prison's spotless reputation is always the ugliest. It won't happen again, ma'am. A rather different warrant in the guard than the one we've seen so far. Mr. Edgeworth, was it? I really can't thank you enough for finding that tunnel, darling. Sadly, it may have been too little too late. It seems you might have already left the building. I see that's unlikely, Warden. After all, there's a security gate at the exit of the detention center. You're not suggesting he simply walked through it? Detective, the results of the blood test just came back from the lab. Thanks, pal. Let's see what they have to tell us about the blood found at Knight's cell. What does it say, Mr. Edgeworth? They identified the blood and it's Knight's. Nice job, everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, huh? We got Knight's blood in the holding cell, a tunnel, and the dock clearly went through. And security footage showing Knight being attacked by the dock in his cell. Case closed. We have all the evidence we need. Wait to see what Mr. Connor has to say for himself. Oh, that's all, darlings. Are you sure? Do be careful around him, won't you? He is well connected to the outside as he is in here. I suppose he would have been. How else would the so-called fixer stay in business? The police have been trying to track down his accomplice for the longest time. Even I had to let them ahead myself, you know. So that's what that was all about. You still not talking, ma'am? You know the evidence you borrowed from the precinct? No, and I tried so many times I lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send them the blank report. I guess the killer we're hired is always going to be a tough nut to crack. You borrowed evidence from the police to help with your investigation, is that correct? Well, yes, sweetie. Everything related to Candace is with me now. Heaven knows how many times I hauled the secret scoundrels into my office and talked to me. But no matter what I say and how much evidence I present him with, he simply won't say a word. The prison warden conducting interrogations herself? That's irregular to say the least. Let your guard down, he'll devour you whole. Be careful, darlings. You have been warned. Woo-wee, here I thought things couldn't get any spicier. Is hardly strange. What is strange is that you're still here, Edgeworth. I gave you a warning, did you not? I told you that your badge was at risk should your paths cross again. And yet, here you are. I am sorry you thought I might be so easily discouraged, Your Honor. But I am not about to let the truth slip from my grasp, no matter what you or the committee might say. I am here to present a certain someone with evidence that you yourselves should have uncovered. You have more business with me, I take it, Mr. Edgeworth? I do. I promise it will be back to prove that you were the killer, and here I am. This should be amusing. Very well, whatever you are ready.
Objection!
Not so fast. We have some truth of our own to share. First-rate deductions at that. Indeed, we are now more certain than ever that Simeon Say was the murder, and that only he could have moved Mr. Knight from his holding cell to the prison proper. We shall prove this to you beyond a shadow of a doubt. But first, a question. Are you quite determined to continue this course, Mr. Edgeworth? Should you fail your rebut or deductions, there will be no going back. For your very career hangs in the balance. What? You mean you'll take us back if you don't like how this goes? That's an imitation. Not at all. If anything, I am showing him mercy. This is not Mr. Edgeworth's case. It never was, and I am under no obligation to hear him out. If he is prepared to accept the potential replication of his actions, I will allow one last chance. Well, are you truly willing to take the risk? To put your beloved badge on the line? Mr. Edgeworth! Sir! I accept your terms. I am confident with my reasoning. And what's more, I am representing the firm of Edgeworth & Co. And I do not intend to besmirch its name. My duty will be done, and I will not be intimidated. Very well, let us see whether you are brave or simply reckless. By the power vested in me of the almighty goddess of justice, let this judgment commence. Eustace, if you will allow me. Fine with me. He's all yours, Gabelle. You are aware of the incident involving Mr. Knight the day before yesterday, I assume? He assaulted an innocent guard and stole his keys. Later, in the middle of removing a large animal cage, Mr. Saint stopped by Mr. Knight's cell for a little visit. That time, Mr. Knight stole out of his cell using his keys he'd stolen. He slipped through the cage, and he hid the wheel to one of the prison's workshops. I figured she was going to bring up Mr. Single in his Knight's cell. Yesterday, after you so kindly made us aware of the security camera footage, we decided to take a look at it ourselves. Perhaps you would like to take a look at what we found? This is still from the footage we received. Mr. Singh speaking with Knight in his cell. Correct! You also know that he has positioned the cage in such a way to obscure the camera's view. It's in this blind spot that Mr. Knight exploited in order to enter the cage undetected. It's sound reduction based on what we can observe, would you say? Blind spot, which means the camera would have been able to capture the moment Knight entered the cage, if he did at all. So it's still possible that he didn't actually leave his cell at this point. I don't get it. Why would Mr. Knight want to hide in the cage? There's really one other possibility. He intended to escape. The prison break? That's so cool. Mr. Carl Costa, Mr. Knight, everyone's doing it. I have to step in my game. Okay, now is really not the time. Mr. Carl Costa's escape is no laughing matter. It's my belief that Mr. Singh helped Mr. Knight with his escape attempt. That is to say, he was an accomplice. Wow, go Simeon! That wasn't a compliment. I understand that the cage was briefly taken in one of the workshops. I imagine that things gone to plan, Mr. Knight would have been remaining in the cage until after the show, and then removed from the premises along with the rest of the circus equipment. Unfortunately for Mr. Knight, Mr. Singh had other ideas. He killed his friend in cold blood. Judge Cabell's argument seems reasonable, but there has to be a fault of her logic somewhere, and I'm going to find it. Do you have any proof that Knight stole the keys? I can think of no other reason for him to carry out such a brutal attack. Once the guard he has told to remain cautious, I am sure he will confirm our suspicions. I wouldn't be so sure. Perhaps I should press her further on her reasoning? Sorry, but I believe there is a flaw in your reasoning. If Knight had the keys, there was nothing to stop him from leaving whenever he wanted. Why wait for Mr. Saint? There's no need, surely? He chose the option he deemed most likely to succeed. He stole the keys and hid them somewhere, and waited for the opportune moment to present itself. He hid the keys. I am afraid you have made such an uncharacteristic oversight, Your Honor. But Knight wasn't hiding any keys. That has been proven already. And this is a piece of evidence that proves Knight didn't have the key. Take that! Since you know about the incident, I assume you must already know this, but after they assault, the guards searched both Knight and his cell, and no keys were found. And if the whereabouts of the keys cannot be proven, then neither can be your theory. I have considered the matter of the missing keys, but I do not think it was such an issue. I still believe he had them. After all, the guards only stated that he was unable to locate them. And this is because they were clearly hidden inside the pocket chest set. Nice chest set. Same set as which the murder weapon was also allegedly hidden? Was it? I can't help but wonder about that. What? But you're the one who proposed it. Actually, if you recall, that was Eustace's assertion. So the two of them were on one mind on this, I take it. Allow me to restrict to the facts. Mr. Knight hid the keys and cell from the guard inside his chest set. But Mr. Singh needed to see that Mr. Knight used the keys to open his cell and climb into the cage. He then moved the holding cell in the workshop with the prison pauper, all with the help of his friend and accomplice. Had things gone according to plan, he would have been taken out of the facility after the show. But they did not. Instead, his accomplice murdered him while the show was taking place in the yard. Mr. Singh was part of the performance. How could he even have decided to commit the murder? How indeed? Allow me to explain. As you know, many stage performers follow the set narrative. Yesterday's show was one such example. She'd done her homework, I see. The suspect played the role of the antagonist opposite the elephant heroine of the show. In the latter part of the performance, the heroine is off the rails and the villain was defeated. This picture is depicted in a very unique manner. Whatever the villain was sent flying from the stage by the heroine. He's sent flying by the elephant? Isn't that dangerous? Having been ejected from the stage in this manner, the villain no longer appears in the performance. In other words, the suspect did not appear on stage for the period of approximately 15 minutes. Are you saying the crime took place during the time? Yes, I'm afraid so. After all, it's more than a significant window, would you say? Objection! Committing the crime and returning to the stage in a short 15-minute window is only possible, assuming that the murder took place in the prison proper. But in fact, Your Honor, the real scene of the crime was Knight's cell. I seem to remember telling you that I would accept that part of the security footage into evidence. Objection! And you wouldn't have to, I have proof of a different kind. Very well. Would you be so good as to present it? What proof do you have that the murder took place in the victim's holding cell? Take that! This appears to be a photograph of the floor? Almighty Goddess of Adjustment, grant me patience. That floor you're so dismissive of, Your Honor, has traces of Knight's blood on it. Traces, you say? Is that evidence reliable? After all, I don't believe you have access to the necessary forensic operative. I have my resources. A certain one instrument, you might say, but a reliable one. The detective. I'll be on forehand for him. Just before you decide to circumvent the law, you might consider that the committee's influence is sent to the police. Oh no, not Gummy Ben's on the line too. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you at risk as well. I won't enter the fact that Mr. Knight's blood is in the holding cell into evidence. However...
Objection!
Bad luck, idiots. You're really on the edge now, Mr. Worthless. Mr. Winter, I forgot you were there. It was nice while it lasted. I just butted in and tell you that the entire argument is one big inconsistency. You showed us camera footage of the dog killing Mr. Knight in his cell. Are you saying that the mud also wiped the blood out before he left the scene? Uh-oh. What other tricks can it do, huh? A blood wiping up? You're a joke. You have wiped that blood up, wouldn't you, boy? Yes, hell not. Yes, you would. What? That was one of the tricks I taught him before I worked together. It was so rudely cut short. He's a very tidy boy, you know. Never misses a drop. It wouldn't do to leave any evidence, after all. Saved by the assassin of all people. Jeez Louise, you could have taught a little guy to shake hands. Oh, he does that marvelously too. Although the way I taught him to do it is somewhat. He bites down hard on the victim's hand, and then. I'm not listening. I see. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. It seems you may have gathered some evidence worth considering. Your understanding is much appreciated. Wait, I'm not done yet. I just thought of something else. Overruled. Ooh boy, someone's taking no prisoners. Eustace, would you be so kind as to allow me? All yours, Cabell. Well, do you accept the truth now? The crime took place in a nice holding cell, and the assassin's dog was the killer. My position is the same as it was yesterday. So you can explain how the dog moved between the prison and the detention center. I cannot accept your theory into evidence. I thought you might say that, which is why I'd like to show you something else. These evidence shows the dog could freely travel between the prison and detention center.
Take that!
This is... It's a secret passageway. It runs beneath the prison. What? A secret passageway? It was dug by Mr. Rocco Carafasta, escapee. He leads from his prison cell to a certain holding cell of the detention center. Yes, the very one where the victim was being held. Well, this is certainly a surprise to think that it was beneath our feet this entire time. Mr. Canis, you know of this tunnel, didn't you? Because it was the same tunnel that was used to carry out the murder. In the name of the goddess of justice. Overruled, Mr. Edgeworth. You are out of line. How so, Your Honor? Evidence is everything, whether in the court of law or the same as the investigation. Isn't that your little catchphrase? Well, it just so happens I have some evidence of my own. Bronco Knight's autopsy report. His autopsy report? Where did you get that? How do you not know you had it? The police handed it to me only a short while ago. The findings are still permanently, but it has something of value to tell us nonetheless. The goddess of justice speaks to us with these pages, Mr. Edgeworth. Cause of death, stab wound to the throat. And the weapon is said to be a sharp blade of some sort. Indeed, the victim was stabbed repeatedly in the same spot, resulting in an ugly wound. In such, the police have yet to identify the exact shape of the weapon. But its overall nature seems to be beyond question. It is a bladed metal instrument. In light of this evidence, do you truly wish to continue with your flight of fancy? Will you claim that the dog used a knife instead? But that's impossible! That will be all. This court is adjourned.
Objection!
But the tunnel, the paw prints. What of them? Helma is something of a wanderer. Perhaps he just happened across the tunnel one day. Although I can't say for certain, I myself cannot wander about so freely. It's only quite a coincidence, but I can't prove it's not the case either. He sure knows how to keep a secret, huh? Kinda wish he kicked us in the teeth a little earlier than that. She was baiting me, waiting for Prosecutor to crash me with the autopsy report. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. You are lead attorney of the defense, right? Correct, Mr. Fender? This is your inter-autopsy report in question. do apologize for the delay. Yeah, no sweat. Thanks for hooking us up. Yep, this all checks out. Yep. Mr. Fender, a handshake is not necessary when receiving official court documents, you know. So please feel free to let go of my hand. It's not a holy relic after all. We're just trying to be friendly, Your Honor. As you linger a moment longer, I gotta suggest what I've spoken to you through my gavel. Alright, I got it. Nice work, Gavel. Just, sounds like we planned it. I did only as you instructed, Eustace, but thank you. This report from the police, I have no choice but to accept as legitimacy. But if the dog had been killed tonight, then it takes kindness off the running. The goddess of justice speaks to me, Mr. Edgeworth, and she is merciful. She tells me that you might keep your badge if you will finally abandon this quest. What's our rule, sir? I think she really means it this time. What do you think, detective? My answer remains the same, Judge Cabell. I will see my duty done and I will not be imitated. Even with how things stand, you still refuse to concede? This may very well be your last chance. Your badge hangs by a thread. Then let it fall if it must. I have something far more important to protect as associate attorney. My client. Goddess of Justice is no doubt saddened by your refusal to accept yet another offer of mercy. Attaboy, Miles. That's what I like to see. Looks like our defense of arrest is really starting to mean something to you. Credit to the old man, though. He's the one who said it first. My father? In fact, I could have swear I saw Gregory speaking you in a second there. You said that you changed in your days of Von Karma's shadow. I didn't believe it at first, but I'm starting to. Thank you, Fender. Alright, kids. This is where the rubber really hits the road. Put your thinking caps on and it's make or break time. If it's true that Knight was also with a bladed weapon, does our whole case really fall apart? A bladed weapon? Of course. There are 5 chisels in Candace's cell when we last looked. A former assassin certainly wouldn't struggle to commit murder with a tool like that. In which case, the weapon that killed Knight was... Have you quite finished? It would be your best interest to concede. Evidence is everything. It may well be a little catchphrase. So the murder weapon was a sharp blade. So then where is it? Our guards can't find it. Why can't you just let it go? If they didn't find it, why are you driving at? What if I were to tell you that I now know where the real murder weapon was? It was right under our noses this whole time, indeed. It was one of Mr. Candace's chisels. What?
Overruled.
I would advise you to stop bombarding us with your irresponsible half-baked theories, Mr. Edgeworth. Yet repeatedly insist that Mr. Knight was killed in his cell by a dog. I simply go where the evidence takes me, both to the courtroom and the scene of the crime. If the murder weapon was in fact a chisel, then yes, the murderer could not have been a dog. So that begs the question of what exactly we saw the security footage. Oh yeah, the security footage. How do you explain that, Mr. Smarty Pants? An excellent question. The footage shows Mr. Candace's dog jumping up at Knight. A dog attacked Knight and he didn't kill the man. He did it? No, Knight was merely knocked out. The dog didn't drag his corpse through the tunnel. He dragged a live but unconscious Knight. The real killer was the dog's master. Oh, I get it. By bringing Knight here, Mr. Candace would have finished the job. You could definitely use one of the chisels to do it. Correct. You, Bodyhunter Candace, you're the only one who could have done it.
Objection!
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, you ever got this on your report card? Refuse to listen, must learn to respect others? Are you asking me or confessing to what's on yours? You already searched Mr. Candace's stuff from top to bottom, right, Cabell? Yes, we even expected his chisel. All 4 of them. There wasn't a single speck of blood.
Hold it!
Why, thank you, Your Honor. You have just confirmed my theory. I have? What exactly do you mean? The last time we were here, there were 5 chisels, not 4. Yeah, I remember counting them. Definitely 5. And the one that's missing is a small one. I only thought it might be a pocket chisel. Mr. Candace, where did you hide that chisel? A pocket chisel? And what use might that appear as such a thing? I wrote very loudly myself. In which case, he should have had the chance to dispose of the weapon. You dug your own grave, Mr. Canis. You seem to have an idea where the missing chisel might be, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you enlighten us? For a man who can't leave his cell in his own revelation, Canis got over him the chisel here.
Take that!
Mr. Canis is still a prisoner despite the comfort he enjoys. He is rarely allowed out of his cell. He could have given a chisel to a special dog to leave cell somewhere. But that would have been a far more ideal. He would have no way to guarantee that where it might end up. Intriguing. Do go on, Mr. Edgeworth. Furthermore, this room is the one place where the bladed instrument wouldn't raise an eyebrow. 4 chisels, 5 chisels, who's counting? But took advantage of. Oh no. Keep the imitating evidence close, routine classic.
Objection!
But I looked, I searched the whole cell myself, and there was just nowhere he could have hidden it.
Objection!
I am certain the murder weapon is here, and that the reason why no one has found it yet is because it was hidden in such an ingenious manner. To enlighten us, Mr. Edgeworth, where are my ingenious plans? Think, Miles, there must be a hiding place you can make use of. Think about when you came here previously. What were you missing? Oh, he's not showing us out permanently, right? Let's get out of here. Come on. The dog. He hasn't made a sound today. When we were here before, he barked and growled repeatedly. Canis even encouraged him to do so. That must be it. I know something was off. I can hardly believe it, but I think I know where he hid the murder weapon. Giving up already? I expect more of you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
As well as you know, I will give if you will give me a moment. But this piece of evidence shows where you hid the murder weapon.
Take that!
Your dog. He seems unusually quiet today. Oh yeah, unlike last time when... Mr. Canis, if you would be so kind as to open Helmut's mouth. Oh come on now, he hasn't barked because he is a well-behaved boy. I have to order him the last time. Then order him again this instant. It's not like we're asking you for the world, Mr. Canis. Or do you have something to hide? If you insist, come on, Helmut, open up. And there we have it. A chisel that small and was easy enough for a dog size was. What? A chisel in the dog? Why is there a chisel in the dog? I thought he was strangely quiet, but I guess his brain is finally caught up. Eustace, why don't you be a good boy and call forensics? Tell him it's urgent. Okay. Our finding is as follows. Traces of blood were detected on the chisel. What? Not such a half-baked theory after all, wasn't it? Alright, so we have our same page here. This is a murder weapon, yeah? The forensic evidence cannot be ignored. We have no choice but to concede that this is most likely the case. Mr. Canis, in light of the discovery of the murder weapon, the court demands that you explain yourself. We found the route your dog took to holding cells, and now we have the chisel. How do you propose to talk your way out of this one? You never fail to entertain, Mr. Edgeworth. Why does he always laugh like that, and when it's not even funny? Poor Helmut. How they expected us? You leave me little choice. I must simply have to share with you the truth. I did not kill anyone. I've grown tired of killing. Something's not right. Why is he so calm? Very well, the court will hear Mr. Canis' testimony. It would be so kind. Gladly. Perhaps you will begin by explaining what you knew the motive might have been. I never knew this knight. I had no contact with him, no connection whatsoever. Given that this is the case, then would possibly wish to have him dead? Ha. Could it be suggesting that it was my canine companion have a motive instead? Hell, not only bears his face when I tell him to. I'm not so blustery that I will kill a man and I did not know. I mean, when he puts it that way... Assassin only kills his acquaintances, not as busy as business model, I agree. That would require me to deal with strangers, of course, but murder's own sake, that's not my style. I need to prove a link between Knight and Canis. I should go over the evidence again and see what I can discover.
Objection!
You're getting sloppy, Canis. You may train a dog to clean the mess, but something still required a human touch. We found it on the victim's throat as a record of the game of corresponded chess. What's more, the game depicted matches the game laid out in your brand, on your board. Well, what? The number of possible games that have been calculated have been 10 to the power of 120, and that's on the low end. Wait, so that's 10 times 10, 100 times over, right? 100, 1000? I give up. I mean, what do you mean call a number that's big? A vanishing unlikely coincidence, that's what. Well, tell us why you killed Knight. Unless that is you would prefer to explain the coincidence. Well, they do say that the truth is stranger than fiction. It is, as you say, a coincidence. Well, that's impossible, we just proven that. A coincidence of a different kind, child? I would never imagine my correspondent was the victim. And yet here we are. Helmut is as surprised as I am, aren't you, Helmut? Yes, yes. I suppose there's nothing in it but to finally tell the truth, boy? The other person had gone to the yard, you see, and there's a show of some sort, I believe. Here I am, minding my own business when it comes Helmut dragging a corpse of all things. I had quite a shock, not least because the murder weapon was still in the fold of Bella's neck. Of course, I was not too keen on becoming a suspect, so I have Helmut take the body to the workshop. Once there, he removed the murder weapon and brought it back to me, just as I had asked. The dog pulled out a murder weapon in the workshop? Indeed he was. The moving in here would have made an awful mess after all. You know something? It makes total sense. Remember what Mr. Solid said, Mr. Edgeworth? That huge black dog has stuck in his terrible teeth in the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish. Truly, utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. I see, so that's what Mr. Solid saw was Helmut removing the murder weapon then. Precisely. I can't say I was a little disappointed that he was spotted, of course. Silly boy, it's not like you to slip out like that, is it now? And there you have it. That is all there is to tell. And then I killed the man, and at most I am responsible for the removal of the weapon. Now, will that be all? Poor Helmut was going restless.
Objection!
Sorry, but if you would retain us for a little longer, Mr. Canis. Fender? No offense, Palio, but I don't think you've quite told us everything. I'm sure we all like to know why you thought you need to pull the chisel out of the first place. He's right. It makes sense that he removed the body to avoid suspicion, but Kainos had no reason at all to recover the murder weapon. So the mute one isn't as dumb as he thought. Please answer the question, Mr. Kainos. It was because of the bell. The one attached to the chisel, and the one around Hellnut's neck. Have the very distinctive design, if you will. Of course, they are something of a trademark of yours, weren't they not? I don't get it. How does one even work? Bodhihana Kainos, a blind butcher, his appearance always announced by the sound of bells. The last sound his victims would ever hear. You flatter me. Though it's been some years since you saw one of them, you remember them well. Your knife and the statue bell was one of the pieces of evidence used in our case against you. Yes, it was but one of my bells. One of two in existence. Just two? Two and only two. One for my knife and one for my beloved helmet. Exquisitely crafted, utterly unique. My ears are the guide after all. I must be able to use my tools. Precisely. Of course, as you said, the knife has long since been taken from me. When Helmut brought the body in my cell, I was rather surprised to hear a familiar sound. At first I was sure my knife had been used to do the deed. But no, a chisel, an ordinary chisel. It's certainly no assassin's blade. Nonetheless, the bell would have suggested my involvement, corresponding to the matter of the fact that I am the only person in prison permitted to use such tools. It was clear that we caught a prime suspect, but until the chisel had been removed and hidden. You still claim that all you did was move the double with the body, that you had nothing to do with the killing? How could I? I told you, the chisel is not mine. You need not take my word, Mr. Edgeworth. Why not have it checked for fingerprints? Use this! Huh? Me? Well, but I don't know how to check for prints. Get forensics. Oh, right. Sure thing. We got them. Fingerprints. They're Mr. Knight's. And Mr. Kainos? Nope. Just Mr. Knight's. Oh, and forensics says there's no sign of the prints having been wiped off. Only Knight's fingerprints? This isn't good. Should I get them to check again? Now do you see? I was never so much to touch that chisel. Hell not carry it in his mouth, that is all. Therefore, any prints must belong to whoever had it last. So the murder weapon belongs to the victim? Oh, that's not helpful. As I said, I have not touched the chisel. Therefore, I cannot be the killer. Or do you wish to suggest otherwise? I got nothing to counter with. Well, what could this mean? Is he not the killer after all? Is he actually telling the truth? No, he can't be. I'm sure this goes without saying, Mr. Edgeworth. But if you do not find the solution in recurrent predicament and quickly, a little treasure to relieve you of your badge. You know my patience has limits, but I will not tolerate you throwing the investigation into chaos. Am I clear? You done it now, sir. She's serious. I hate to admit it, but the fingerprints turned everything in his head. That moved evidence. I'm back to square one. Wait, something doesn't add up. A few things, actually. What would Mr. Knight need a chisel for? You can do a lot with a chisel, child. Break out of prison for one. Alright then, how did he get in here? There's no way the guards would have just bring him a super short tool with him, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, Earth to Mr. Edgeworth. Can't stand there hammering and hauling just because they're a little setback. The important thing is finding the truth, you know? It doesn't matter how we get there. As long as we stay simian in the end, we can't give up now or ever. Yeah, what she said. I'll second that. You won me around that K. I'm half tempted to offer you a job for real. Like I said, the tough has never rest. Or rather, like your pop said, what do you think lies in the heart of those words, Miles? Any guesses? The heart of those words. Just like this, as defense attorneys, our clients stay resting on our shoulders. We're the only ones who can turn to. Damien's our client, and we're the only ones who can save him. So we can rest, not while he's counting on us. I'm not about to turn my back on your old man's legacy. Are you? I'm an associate of the offense now. No, I'm an associate with my father's firm. That's the role I have chosen, and that means that if I fail to save my client, I have failed in my duties. I will honor my father's vision and say Simeon Saints. No matter what setbacks I face, I cannot admit defeat. If one path is blocked, I simply find another. There we go, that's the mouse-eyed truth I know. Now let's find a new path forward. We can start by trying to figure out how Mr. Knight brought the chisel into prison. Hey, how would Knight have managed to bring a chisel in here?
Take that!
Usually it would be impossible to bring a metal object into the facility undetected. Because of the security gates, right? Correct, but we already know that it checks out one of the gates had been entirely through as late. Namely the gate of the entrance of the detention center. The gate is only used to scan people. Any guys they bring you to the facility are always suggested to the coroner's check. Are you telling me that the chest wasn't put through the metal detector? It should have been, alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard of late. Knight took advantage of his little oversight and had Mr. Safe bring him a chisel. He had it inside his pocket chest set. It does answer to one of our questions. And it suggests that the chisel was indeed Mr. Knight's and not Mr. Canis. However, we still have one rather pressing problem to address. That is the security footage of which Knight has attacked by a dog. That's one explanation of Mr. Canis was not the culprit. But then how do you explain his prints not being in the murder weapon? That one's a real 3-piper. Court 2 finds it wanting a satisfactory explanation. Wait, so I think I'm going to show you another one of my secret weapons. Introducing secret weapon number 4, Little V. What sort of name is that, Mr. Detective? I came up with that myself, sir. Anyway, you can use it to analyze the video footage. An excellent idea. Perhaps you can finally see when I am telling the truth. Who knows where they have been found, but it's worth a try. Alright, want me to talk to you how to use it, sir? You're not exactly familiar with video analysis techniques. Perhaps I should hear them out. If you want me through the functions, detective, it would be most appreciated. Yes, sir. So basically, you just gotta do what you always do. Examine everything that catches your eye. And examine things with a triangle, I see. Next up, when you use the controls at the bottom of the screen, panels on the left and right will let you rewind and fast forward. If you use the middle one to pause, get used to those and you're golden, sir. You can also press R1 to fast forward or L1 to rewind the footage. I can press X to pause. When the video is paused, you go to the previous frame with L1 and the next frame with R1. You use the controls panel I showed you earlier. Lastly, I better explain how to zoom in. Just line up with the whole person in the area you want to take a closer look at. And use the panel on the bottom right and little wheels to do the rest. I got these two spreading arrows right on it, can't miss it, sir. With the pre I can zoom in by pressing square too. But like, even if you zoom in, you can still examine stuff, like in regular view. Also, you can make use of the previous and next frame and get a good look of what's really happening. All you can do is zoom in at the play footage if there's that. I see, so how do I zoom out again? Use the panel lower right again, sir. See how it's gone from expanding to collapsing the arrows in there? That's because you're zoomed in. And that's about summing it up. Now let's fire Little V up for real. Remember, just examine everything that catches your eye, it'll do fine. The footage from Knight's holding cell. Other than the video being touched by a dog, I can't see what else it might show us. But suppose we're wrong, what could we be looking for out of it instead? Could the person in the footage be someone other than Knight? If so, could whatever attacking them be something else too? I should keep both questions in mind when viewing the footage. You never know what you get to see when you start looking at things up close. Check every detail, sir, you'll find something, I'm sure. Why this footage seems odd? Wait, that's... I just said we may have critical error in my judgment. What we're looking at here is no dog. This animal is... That's not a dog, it's a bear. Wait, so the paw prints on the photo I took were not canine but urine. A bear? So could that mean... Yes, I think it could. After all, who else would have such a pet? If we were mistaken about the creature in the footage, it's not inconceivable that we were mistaken about one person in the footage too. Maybe there's someone in there that could prove it, sir? Something that shows that it was a knight? You're right. We can see the person's face, which being a direct identification is out of question. But perhaps there's something that we could tell us about who they are directly? Indirectly, like a mirror? Yeah, it's certainly worth a look. Okay. No. The mirror's reflected in the mirror here too. Is that a hat? Say, doesn't that hat look like a hat the guards wear, sir? Oh jeez, is that what I think it is? Have there been any reports of one of these animals attacking a guard recently? Not that I heard of. Well, it may not be a guard after all, but somebody dressed as one. Perhaps this might shed a little light on the matter of the hats.
Take that!
So no guards have reported being attacked by an animal as far as we know. But we did hear about a guard's spirit uniform being stolen. Could this person in security footage perhaps be someone disguised as a guard? Someone attempting to escape without being noticed? Guard disguise? I guess that might work. Wait, weren't we just talking about someone? We were indeed. Someone who seems to have successfully made his escape. Yeah, sure that it was Knight in the security footage. Well, it was a cell. It's hardly a crazy theory. Perhaps, and now we know what the hole under this bed is, that's no longer our only possibility. Whoever actually the tunnel could have been the one caught on camera. And who is that, Mr. Edgeworth? Would you care to tell the court who you believe this person to be? The person in the security footage is...
Take that!
I believe I know who a guard in disguise is. He's none other than Rocco Caracosta, the prisoner who recently escaped from the facility. I'm confident it's him because he was assigned a polar bear club as his companion. The bear in the video is all black. Indeed, and we have evidence that explains why. This evidence will explain why the polar bear's dark fur is.
Take that!
Recall, if you will, Mr. Frank Starr's testimony. That's the purple glove I dropped. Would you care to explain why it's so dirty? Oh, of course. That mud is one of the pet treatments I've been practicing. I was giving the animals a mud pack right when the incident happened. I see. Around what time would this been? Let's see. The show had already started, so around 9 AM perhaps? The thing is, the more mud I play, the more in the zone I get, and the darker the animal's fur became. There's no chance like a chance one enters when one slathers the animal with thick black mud. When the circus performance was underway, he was giving one of the animals a mud pack treatment. The animal could have been, indeed, a polar bear. Mr. Edgeworth, your latest research has certainly introduced yet another contradiction. The footage of the security camera. I wholly understand, Your Honor, but your doubts are entirely justified. Mr. Starr did mention applying the mud pack while the circus performance was underway. And this does indeed introduce a new contradiction concerning the security footage. It does? Yes, let's put it this way. When you would expect the footage to get a recorded case, it will say you were after you apply the mud pack treatment. It should have been around 9 AM. In which case something doesn't seem right about the footage. Really? What's that? One new contradiction of security footage introduced relevant is reported.
Take that!
Mr. Saw that he administered the treatment around 9 a.m., in which case the security footage should also show the time around 9. However, the timestamp says 6:42 a.m. On the day of the murder, the prisoners all went out to the yard to watch the circus. All except 3. Mr. Canas, who remained in the cell of maximum security, Frank Saad, who was administering the mud pack treatment in the workshop, and Rocco Caracasso, who had been awaiting a precise moment to put his escape plan into action. I believe he entrusted the bear to Mr. Saad before entering the tunnel. And the bear then slipped out of Mr. Saad's grasp to run after his human. Mr. Saad would have left the workshop pursuit the bear when he saw Mr. Canas' dog retrieving the murder weapon from Knight's body. It all fits perfectly except for the security footage, which should have been recorded around 9 a.m. However, the timestamp is 3 hours off. But why would the timestamp be wrong? Detective, I would like you to ask the security cameras examiner right away, please. I'm back, sir. I just talked to the guards and... These are the time codes that can slip on these cameras if they lose power. What? They're pretty old, sir. Guess the clock stops when the power's off. Which would mean the power was off by approximately 3 hours at some point. That's not all, sir. You remember how Knight denied stealing the keys? No one believed him considering, well, you know, he seemed kind of like the only suspect. Turns out that he wasn't all he said. It also that he was knocked out cold just like the other guy. But it may not necessarily have been a lie. Darlings, there you all are. How goes the investigation? Is there anything I do to help things along? Actually, there might be something we could do for you, Lord in the Guard. Escaping Mr. Caracasso, I believe he may still be on the premises. He is disguised as a guard. He has the proof, should you need it. We're reasonably certain that the person captured this tape is our man. And if I'm correct, he might be even here right here in this room with us right now. Hey, Mr. Caracasso would have been wearing a bracelet, right? Yes, the bracelet would be hidden under the sleeves of the stolen uniform. Furthermore, the doors out of the prison proper don't have those sensors that detect the bracelets installed. So if you avoid the doors with sensors, you simply wait for the opportunity to make his escape. Well, yes, I suppose he could. He could just have to avoid the workshops or the cells and... Oh my. He's one of you, isn't he? He's here right now. Look, it's Teddy! Hey, pause up. Get your mitts out of me, you big palooka. Thank you, Teddy. Very kind of you to confirm my suspicions. Dang it, kid. If it wasn't for you, I'd have... What a thing it is to be loved, huh, Mr. Caracasso? I'm almost envious. Guards, apprehend this man. A moment, if you will. I have some questions for our little would-be escapee. If we have to learn the truth, I will need to speak with him. With your permission, of course. I can hardly say no now, can I? Well, come on then. Hit me with your best shot. Mr. Caracasso's escape led directly to Knight's cell. It's highly puzzled that he has something to offer. Tell me what you were doing that day Mr. Knight's body was discovered. So it was you guys, huh? You're the one who found my secret getaway tunnel. You know how long it took me to dig that freaking thing? I had a guard's uniform, a whole dug and a plan to escape. I went for the day you found the guy. But then this little guy had to come right after me. The second fur was covered in mud too. Had to go back to our cell. I would have got away with it if nobody off night and brought you bums down here. You guys have dug that tunnel just now? How exactly did you do it? How? Used everything I could to get my hands on, see? Hammers, spoons, you name it. Spent every dime on that. I had a cocksmithy flixer and... What I had to short, huh? Do not be disheartened, friend. Tomorrow's another day. There's an outside chance Mr. Caracasso and I met face to face just before Knight's death. I should see what other details I could distract from him.
Hold it!
The uniform? Was that from the fixer too? Uh-huh, sure was. Heard he had something on one of the guards. Had the guy selected from the palace locker. And you were wearing it when you were crawling through the tunnel? Nope. Would've got dirt on it. Had to hold on to the drug of the holding cell. Once I was out of there and well dressed up, opening the door shouldn't be a piece of cake. Here we go, I think. Freedom beckons, and then a furball here jumps off of me. Which would have been the moment captured on camera. I see. All we did was you had that to your testimony. Once I was out of that tunnel and all dressed up, opening the cell door should have been a piece of cake. Claim that leaving the holding cell would have been a piece of cake, as you put it? Yeah. You got a problem with that? Because if you made it a problem, you could catch my drift. Even once you have reached Knight's cell, you still had another door to contend to. How exactly do you plan on opening it? Mr. Carcosto, I propose that leaving the cell would have been a piece of cake, only because you had the key. I don't got no sticking key. I didn't need one. It's a piece of cake because the door was open. I walked right out. Yes, I suppose Knight's cell was vacant at the point. There would have been no reason to lock it. It was indeed unlocked when I went to examine it for myself. So perhaps you finally succeeded today. It truly wasn't locked when it was at the committer. But you haven't attempted to escape previously. Yeah, the security footage that you tried to fill got because Teddy caught you, which was during the circus performance before the body was discovered. The holding cell was still locked at the time because no one knew that Knight had been killed yet. Therefore, you must have the key to the cell on you. Without it, your escape would have been not impossible. Are you saying could he really have? I believe he could, yes. The status of the keys was in fact perpetrated without him. Then, Mr. Carcosto, he's the one who attacked the guard. But that's just the guard. Knight too. All the game possession of the guard's keys. It wasn't me, you lousy bum. I didn't even know this Knight guy. After you stole the keys, you went back to the cell and voiced suspicion. And then you waited for the perfect moment to escape, a moment when the prison had been almost deserted. That's right, the moment of the show, just before the discovery of the body. Unluckily for you, that particular attempt was throttled by your furry friend. Says who, huh? You got proof, genius? This ain't your win yet. Nuh-uh. No, Knight not the guard of the court, everyone knows it. Don't play games with me. Knight was just much of a victim as the guard in this case. As a matter of fact, I have proof that Knight had been attacked by us in his cell.
Take that!
We found traces of Knight's blood on the clearly white floor in his cell. What could possibly explain such a thing other than him having been attacked? And it was you who attacked him. You ambushed the both of them and stole the keys. Why I oughta... What's with you, huh? The newspaper wiped that blood up good. Ain't no way you should have found it. Okay, but why did you think you had to wipe it up anyway? If they had checked Knight in the guard's hands, they would have seen this two never came to blow. But that blood had given up the whole game. Ain't no way they figured out the third man in the ring. Plus, when they started sniffing around the floor, they had to find the tunnel of the heartbeat. So they had up the blood to buy yourself a little more time, so they could wait for a better opportunity. Sadly, the opportunity you saw wasn't good enough to get you clear out of the prisoner scene. Now, hand over the keys. Right in the kisser. And that's a knockout. KO by a lousy sticking bum. Fine, you want keys? Here, I hope you choke on them. Wait a moment. If Mr. Carcosti had the keys... Indeed, Your Honor. Your theory relies on Knight having used the keys he allegedly stole to escape his cell. That was the only way he could have been able to enter Mr. Solid's cage and be moved to the workshop. Unfortunately for you, we now know that the theory cannot possibly be true. Hey! No! Guess that changes up the things a bit, yeah? Now the only person who could have moved Knight's body is the one person who knew about the tunnel. No, you gotta be friggin'. Mr. Carcosto, you're under arrest. Come quickly now, pal. Wait, you got the wrong guy. I didn't do nothing. Alright, fine. I knocked those two chumps out, and I stole the keys. But after that, I went back to my cell waiting for my moment. The next time I went to Knight's cell, there was nobody around. And I mean nobody. Plus, his body was found in the workshop. You think I am magic the way in there or something? I could have gone out. I couldn't even get out of my cell. Indeed, you only had the keys of the Knight's cell. You could have left your own cell back in prison. but Mr. Connors' dog could. What? It was not you but Helma who moved the body that you sell into the workshop. I get it now, so you think he wasn't the only cause in this conspiracy. Indeed, one can easily imagine Mr. Carl Costa and Mr. Cannon might have worked together. Mr. Kirk Costa could have killed Knight and dragged him back to the cell. And then Mr. Connors' dog took him from there to the workshop. There are no restrictions on the animal movement with the prison. Movements between the detention center and the prison are proper, however, is set to be controlled. There's only one possible route, and only you could have taken advantage of it, Mr. Carcosto. How could you be so sure, huh? Maybe there's more of them and just didn't know. Something tells me that digging even a single tunnel was atrocious enough. You got that right. You tried scraping more than one hole in the dirt with a spoon. Luckily for me, I didn't have to dig this whole way through. Somebody already did a bunch of work for me. What? You didn't dig the entire tunnel yourself? Nope. Found it when they put me in that cell. Right away from there into the well in the backyard, the yard array. You know, I looked on the well, so check it from here is the same tunnel, right? I just make good what somebody else already started. Then what was the original tunnel for? Who knows? You're the ones with all the answers, pal. Maybe somebody else tried to break out? Well, maybe the animals dug it. Like, to get water from the well or something? I've heard of more plausible scenarios than that in the B-grade Blues game. Well strike, Grid. Ain't no water to head down there. Though, come to think of it, a smell. Yeah, always smell kinda nice down there. Nice? Gee, I don't know. Smells sort of dessert, I guess. A sweet scent? That sounds very familiar. Where did we come across a sweet scent before?
Take that!
There's the gumption known as a sweet smell whenever we examine Knight's body. With the help of the police dog, we followed the scent to the body and traced the route back through the prison. And then Mr. Kirkoso, that's how we found your tunnel. Could that same sweet scent have you noticed come down from the well? Very clever, Mr. Edgeworth. You mean to suggest that this is evidence of the body having been moved through the tunnel? I do. Furthermore, Mr. Kirkoso, you're the only person who could have done it. Nobody else have access. Yeah, of our things, Mr. Kirkoso. Truly. Finally, the truth comes to view. Now, unburden yourself this time. Confess your role in the tragic incident. What? You ain't pinning this on me. I'm glad to see we're finally in agreement, Your Honor. Well, if only we were, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Kirkoso may have been an accomplice, but not a Mr. Candace. No, he was working with Mr. Knight.
Hold it!
What do you mean? I do not believe that he moved Mr. Knight's body. Indeed, he had led Mr. Knight to use the keys he stole. You gotta be kidding me! Granted, it seems likely he attacked Mr. Knight, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Mr. Knight was not unconscious as a result. What if he wasn't? What if he and Mr. Kirkoso had reached a certain agreement? What kind of agreement exactly? Mr. Knight was planning an escape for which he requested a means of leaving his cell. And here was a precise means of forming the key Mr. Kirkoso had just stolen from the guard. Mr. Kirkoso himself would have needed to pass through Mr. Knight's cell in order to effect his own escape. Mr. Knight only needed to shout and alert the guards, and Mr. Kirkoso's plans may have been ruined. And so, the two struck a deal. Lady, the only thinking I do is my fist. My, still you deny it? So, we're agreeing that we still disagree? Mr. Knight and Mr. Kirkoso locked his cell so that Mr. Saint arrived he could escape with the cage. Mr. Saint was able to move him to the prison proper as his plan. Aha! And then he took Mr. Knight to the workshop and did the dirty deed. Were neither of you listening? The scent of Mr. Knight's body proves that it was taken through the tunnel. He was moved from his cell to the... Perhaps if you will let me finish, Mr. Edgeworth. I am not denying that Mr. Knight's body was moved through the tunnel. And what are you driving at? Is this a trick question? As you say, Mr. Edgeworth, the sweet scent shows the route the body took. However, it did not enter the tunnel from Mr. Knight's cell. Then how did it get down there? There's another possibility, one you seem to overlook. The well in the yard. Could the body have not entered the tunnel from there? The well in the yard? Oh yeah, that thing! Mr. Singh did not take the cage to the workshop. He took it outside. There, he killed Mr. Knight and threw his body down the well. Mr. Kanazawa doesn't drag Mr. Knight's body here as its owner sells from the bottom of the well. On that note, I would ask you to recall something. What has happened in the yard at the approximately time of the body's discovery? The circus show, right? Regina and Simeon were performing for everyone. Wait, Simeon? Ah! Ah, indeed. And so you see how it must have been him who disposed of the body. Rashka Bell is truly a formidable opponent. She's so evidently adjusting her theory to fit the facts. I propose that Mr. Knight was taken to the yard, not to the workshop. And so we established Mr. Saint was all set for 15 minutes. Ample time to throw the body down the well, I am sure you will agree.
Objection!
The introductions is impressive, Your Honor. However, even opposing that Mr. Knight's body was indeed thrown down the well, you cannot conclusively say that during the show. It could have been happened at a different time. I have to think, Mr. Edgeworth, but I simply could not have. What? Mr. Kirkhoff was using the tunnel around the time the show began. Mr. Kirkhoff, did you happen to trip over a course while you're down there? No. Place was clean. Yeah. The body had been at the bottom of the well before the show began. Mr. Kirkhoff would have seen it. However, he saw no such thing. Which makes it somewhat difficult to support your theory. Furthermore, Mr. Knight's body was discovered in the workshop after the show. In summary, the body must have been thrown down the well and moved up the workshop. At some point during the show. Tell me, who else could have done it but Mr. Saint? Ugh. What do we do, Mr. Edgeworth? The body didn't get under the tunnel from the well. Things don't look good for Mr. Saint. Still, Your Honor, your theory is still just that, a theory. And I propose that you lack the evidence to back it up. I concede that for a moment, I do not. May I suggest that we investigate the yard again? Very well. May the goddess of justice go with you. Now then, to the yard. Perhaps we can finally put this case to rest. What's that sound? Yikes, is there a fire? Did somebody else escape? Maybe we should skip town too? Darlings, please, there's nothing to be alarmed about. By which I mean there's not an alarm, it's a dinner bell. Although I suppose it's rather alarming if you aren't used to it. It certainly scared the heck out of me. I'm so sorry, sweetie, I hope you can forgive us. Alright, you two, back to your post. Chop chop! And as for you, Rocco Caracasso, it's time you went back to your room. Fine, I get the picture. Come on, Teddy, we're out of here. Warren Lagarde, I'd like to take one more look in your yard now. Oh, darling, don't you have home for me? You want to go too? Visiting hours are over, I'm afraid. Tomorrow, No, it's imperative we investigate it right away. I think we have quite enough excitement for one day, don't you? Murderers, escapees, so eventful. It's time for our guests to head home where Betty buys, isn't it? Yes, yes it is. Come on now, darling. Don't make me bore you with all the I'm a warned, this is an order nonsense. Warden Lagarde is right. Her word of law here, we respect her wishes. Mr. Edgeworth, your investigation of the yard will have to wait till tomorrow. You may keep your badge for now. The matter at which you're standing can wait. I bid you a good day. What are you waiting for, kittykins? Off you go. Fine, at least there is tomorrow for me. Judge Gambit believes that Knight's body was dropped down in the well, and taken through Mr. Caracasto's cell to the workshop. That's truly the case, but the facts really support her theory. She also seems to believe that Mr. C happened to want to move the body. But was it really the one with the opportunity to do so? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, tomorrow's another day. We'll figure it out the way you say Simeon, I know we will. Yes, we will. I will prove that Mr. Saint is innocent, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm gonna end it here. We'll do this next time.